Right, hooray, hurrah, it is that time of the week. Look who is here, Adam Smith, to talk a bit of boxing, and I'm excited by the week in store. Saturday night, Los Angeles. Anthony Crolla stepping into the ring with Vasyl Lomachenko. Right, one of the world's best pound-for-pound fighters for you. Just how big a challenge is Crolla facing?
It's normally a Saturday night in boxing. It's actually Saturday morning, so it's the early hours of Saturday morning. It's a get-up one, really, so we expect Anthony Crolla to be in the ring for his daunting challenge to the greatest fighter in the world, Vasyl Lomachenko, around about 5 a.m., which obviously kickstarts a huge weekend of sport on Sky. And listen, he's got a mountain to climb, hasn't he? Vasyl Lomachenko is a spectacular fighter, and Anthony Crolla has done everything asked of him through an incredible career himself. Former world champion, of course, that wonderful night when he won the title in front of his home fans, the WBA crown, after all the trauma he went through, the burglary incident, the have-a-go hero when he injured himself and it looked like he'd never even step in a ring again. It's been a terrific ride for $1 Million Crolla. He had those 24 rounds he shared with Jorge Linares. He's an excellent fighter, and he will give it absolutely everything he can out in Los Angeles in a couple of days, but it's going to be mighty tough.
Yeah, OK. World titles in 3 weight divisions. Pound for pound. We have a lot of hype in boxing, which we love, but I mean, you cut through that with Lomachenko, and this really is the real thing here, isn't it?
He's the real deal, Rob. He won 396 of 397 amateur fights. He only ever lost 1 fight, and he got revenge on that guy twice. Former world champion, former Olympic gold medalist, 3-weight world champion. He fought for a world title in only his 2nd fight. It's the only fight he just got squeaked out on, but then in his 3rd fight he won the world title. He's a featherweight champion, a super featherweight champion, and he beat Jorge Linares to win the lightweight titles. And you know, Linares, we know, is top draw, so yes, he's special. He is enormously talented, a beautiful southpaw, a craftsman. He's got wonderful feet. He's got variety and angles. He's got an amazing boxing brain. He's got speed, 1 or 2 injury issues, and a slight occasional sort of possibility that his power won't carry up. But listen, he's done absolutely everything that's been asked of him. And, you know, if Anthony Crolla pulls this off, I think that it's probably the biggest upset in boxing history, certainly in the last 15, 20 years. You know, we remember many years ago when John H. Stracey went out and beat Jose Napoles in Mexico. Lloyd Hunnigan upset Don Curry. You know, we've had big upsets from British fighters before. You know, our own Danny Williams somehow beating Mike Tyson. But you know what? This is going to be, I think, another level, because Vasyl Lomachenko is an exception. He really is. OK, let's try and put the case for Crolla, that former world champion himself. He's won 3 in a row after those back-to-back losses against Jorge Linares. And you said how the other one shaped up. OK, so how much will this fight shape his career? Well, listen, he's got all the experience now of sharing the ring with Linares twice, and likes of Darlis Perez and Barroso, a lot of good fighters. And, you know, he's got a great trainer in Joe Gallagher, an excellent stable, but he has lost a number of times. You know, we remember him being stopped at British level to Derry Matthews. He's come right back, Crolla. He's had a brilliant run. He'll need all that experience, and he'll want to put on a great show. I mean, he believes, and he will do everything possible. He's trained phenomenally hard. He's had sparring in, but, you know, sparring with the likes of Frankie Gavin and Jazza Dickens and good fighters over here, it's different to Lomachenko. It's about levels, this sport. So I think it is mighty tough. But look, everyone's got to get behind Anthony Crolla. He's done so much for British boxing, and it will be incredible if he can pull it off. For me, if he gives a great performance, I think that's good enough for him. He is the mandatory challenger. He deserves this opportunity. And I think that he will, you know, round by round deliver what Anthony Crolla can. And that is a tough, gritty effort. Whether he can topple Lomachenko, I think it's, as I said, it's an almightily hard task. But, you know, you never know in boxing. Lomachenko was knocked down by Linares. Crolla's excellent to the body. His work rate's good. He's got decent defence, and he's got wisdom and experience and a very good corner. but it's a hard one, and I think that Lomachenko will come through.
Got my fingers crossed.
He's a lovely guy, Anthony, isn't he, as well,
yeah.
Crolla?
Yeah, OK, another huge fight. This one is Saturday night? Clarissa Shields facing Christina Hammer.
Yes, that is that.
What's being branded the biggest fight in women's boxing history. It's the chance to become the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. What can we expect?
Well, it's a fantastic matchup, isn't it? You know, Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer. I mean, it's two of the best women that we've seen in a ring. You know, we're lucky enough to have our own Katie Taylor, who is hopefully going to fully unify on June the 1st if that fight can be made. She's got 3 world titles in the lightweight division. Clarissa Shields is brilliant. You know, we've shown her on Sky before. She's a fantastic fighter, and this is the big test for her. You know, we look at as well at Clarissa and think of our own Savannah Marshall, a former scholar who's a middleweight, who had a win over her in the amateurs, and that'll be a great professional matchup down the line. But Clarissa's got to get through Saturday night, and it's the toughest test of her life. I can't wait for it. OK, so that's that. I just wonder, we chatted earlier in the week, didn't we? And we were talking about the excitement coming up, so just mark our card once more on what we got ahead. It's a massive period for us. It's going to be a spring to remember. Obviously, we've got the Lomachenko-Crolla fight this weekend. Next week, we've got a huge show from the O2 with the likes of Derek Chisora back on, David Allen against Lucas Brown. We've got Josh Kelly, we've got Conor Benn, we've got Joe Cordina. It's a fantastic night at the O2. Week after, it's Los Angeles, Scott Quigg back on our screens. We're in Vegas for Canelo Jacobs, May the 4th. After that, we've got a Next Gen with Jordan Gill and Lee Wood in Nottingham. Then there's the heavyweight, 3 weeks. You know, there's Deontay Wilder May the 18th. There's Alexander Usyk May the 25th. And it's all building up to June the 1st. Anthony Joshua, of course, against Jarrell Miller, Sky Sports box office, Madison Square Garden. The first American adventure for AJ, who's training hard in Sheffield at the moment. He'll be finishing his camp in Miami throughout May. But, of course, the heavyweight division, the place to be. Alexander Usyk announcing himself in the party. He's fighting Carlos Takam. We know Tyson Fury's got his date on June the 15th against Schwartz in Vegas. So they're all going to fight. Wilder, Brazil, Joshua against Miller, then Tyson Fury. And we hope at some point, back end of the year, 2020, they will all meet and we'll get the super fights. But it's a super time for boxing.
I'm breathless just thinking about it. Adam, lovely to see you.
Nice to see you. We wish Anthony Crolla well in Los Angeles this weekend, but don't forget it. Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Get up, set your alarm.